Hi, hello, and welcome to yet another episode. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing okay. It's episode 56, and we are in the 7th of June. I am recording, and I have to ask, does anyone remember how big ice creams used to be? What the hell is going on with ice creams? I was recently at the counter to pay something, not in a supermarket store. I was buying furniture, but for some reason, the cashiers have next to them a tiny fridge with ice creams. Smart, I'll take it. I think every place during the summer should have next to the cashier a tiny fridge with ice creams. But nonetheless, I paid €3 for a stick of a double caramel chocolate situation. I remember when that stick was half the price and double the size. Because the price is one thing, but what's up with the size? They look like tiny ice creams, especially the ones on a stick. They were not so small. And there is this concept, when things get more expensive, some companies try to keep the price the same, so they reduce the size. This happened a lot during some stuff in COVID. I saw some posts around it, but it's a smart thing. So as a consumer, you are used to pay for a price. So when things get more expensive or they want to squeeze out more money, keeping the price the same but making the product smaller. So you need to do one thing or the other. You cannot do both things. Don't do both things. Because that stick cost me €3 and I paid for it and it was delicious. So I guess it's working. Okay, more questions. I traveled recently, and why do people, men, I only know men because I only go in men's bathrooms. Why do they go to wash their hands and then they just sprinkle some water, no soap, and then they go away? What is happening there? Who convinced people that just putting some clear water keeps the germs and the microbes and all the disgusting things that travel in airports and on your genitals away? Why do you just splash your hands with water? Why don't just do nothing? If you don't want to clean your hands, if disinfection, if hygiene is not your thing, just walk out. What is this only water thing? Do you want to go out and your hands are still watery and shiny just in case someone sees you? And then they see, oh yeah, this person definitely washed their hands. I don't get it. It happens so much. If anything, maybe water is a good place for germs to live in, you know? Maybe if you just water your hands with no soap, maybe it's even worse. But who are these people? And most importantly, why do they do it? Why would someone only put water? Either wash your hands like a normal person, or you know what? Don't wash them. It's your risk, okay? And your friends, the people who interact with you, but you go carry that problematic situation. Because if you just throw water, you're deceiving everyone. And I'll stay in the toilets. What's up with the air blowing thing? This device that has been around since the 90s, and there is the Dyson one. It keeps getting better and louder, and it's basically people trying to avoid using papers in the toilets. It has been proven that the only thing this hot air cannon blaster does is to spread shit everywhere. If you haven't seen it, maybe don't go and see it, but on a particle level, what happens in the bathrooms that have these air blowers, they just smear particles everywhere. Like they are disgustingly germy. They are really not helping anyone. And this is something that has been around for a long time, but I guess no one cares. If you could see how much poopy particle things are just being circulating in these rooms just because of these air blasters that are supposed to help you make your hands cleaner, but instead are making the entire environment be much more germy. I don't know why they're still around. I guess because it's easier for companies that operate bathrooms to not have to change all the towels all the time and all of that. But Don't use these things. They are of the devil. If you have to use them, then do what I do. Squinch your eyes together and hold your breath. That's the best you can do to keep the poopy particles away. Oh, and don't make your hands face yourself. So then, this hot air bounces and hits you. No. Just keep yourself away. Put your hands down there. And yes, why did we start like this? I don't know. Let's try to go somewhere after this intro. But before we do that, I have another one for you. Do you know there's this information that cannot leave my head? I don't know why. Let's see what it does with yours. There has been a link between picking your nose and an increased risk of dementia. And this is mind-boggling. What a stupid word to choose for this. But apparently, these little tiny veins that exists up there with a lot of peaking over time, they kind of get a bit scarred and maybe a bit tiny inflamed in ways that are not seeable. And overall, throughout time, they say that this can increase the risk of dementia. So every time you stick a finger up there, if you do, finger or not, maybe you stick paper, maybe you have a pincher to get things out like I do with my baby because he cannot do that. Just remember, don't poke too much. Okay, now I can start. How are you doing? No matter what you're doing, you're definitely better than Musk and Trump, who have been finally having their separation with, of course, a lot of drama and lines and content. They are giving content to the world. Okay, I just want to say I called it, okay? I know most of you might have called it as well, but I called it all the way from January when they started the bromancing. I think I gave it 3 or 4 months because they are both so narcissistic, egoistic, children, spoiled brats. There was no way they were not going to butt their heads, but it's happening. Does it deserve our attention? I don't really know. Elon Musk said he's going to do his own party now. He made a poll on X/Twitter asking, should I make my own party? Not that anything matters on X now because he completely controls who sees what, how, who gets to vote. Like, he literally goes to his team and says, bury this, boost this, make me be the most important voice on this world, which is, something to see there about democracy and freedom of speech and access and blah, 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 blah. Maybe one day X goes to the bottom of the earth, but how much can someone amplify their voice online? How much can you use money to spam the same message on everyone's ears whenever it is, no matter what it is? How fair is it that some people just get to scream in our ears non-stop? And let me tell you, Temu, do you know Temu? I hate Temu. I've never used it. I've tried so much not to use it. It's the most downloaded app in Europe, and I am blocking all the advertisement. Whenever I see an advertisement, I say, I don't want to see this ad. If you don't know why Temu is so horrible, you can look it up. You can guess, right? You cannot buy something so cheap from the other side of the world without someone paying toll. But the thing is, Temu, for example, would have non-stop advertisements with just different accounts. So there was a Temu, then a Temu Europe, and then an influencer that does Temu stuff. I have never stopped seeing Temu advertisements half a year now, even though every time I try to complain and say, hey, don't show me this advertisement, which is helpful, They should be thankful, say, hey, okay, let's not waste any more money on this sucker. He's not going to buy. We're wasting money here. Thank you for telling us to not show this ad. We'll just continue. But I'm probably rambling here, And this is how it's going to go. Question: when was the last time you put up a shelf? You know, a shelf, SHELF, if it's one, shelves with V if it's many. Because I just put up a shelf and it feels so good. It really feels so good. If you don't feel so good, here's what you can do. Drill 2 holes, put 2 of these metal things, and just put a shelf. Just look at it. Put a bunch of stuff there. Let them look at you. Look at them. Leave it up for a few days. Even if you don't like it, it's just 2 holes. You can always get them back if you don't like it. But do you remember the last shelf you put up? Do you remember the feeling of having it done? This is my happy place. I went to Obi. It's this store that sells all the house building stuff. This is where they tricked me to buy an ice cream at the cashier, and I thought, I've worked these muscles. I deserve a tiny, overpriced ice cream. And you know what? One more thing I did about myself, and it feels good. I don't remember, when is the time that you were able to just afford something nice without thinking too much about it? It can be different things in life, smaller or bigger. For someone who has a lot of money, it could be eating at a Michelin restaurant without even thinking about it. For someone else, it might be just buying bio stuff from the groceries, or, I don't know, just getting the good napkins, whatever it is. I'm enjoying the land of buying the expensive duct tape, okay? I bought a duct tape, a gaffer tape, however you want to call it, that, I don't know how to explain it. It's the one in the movies where they put one in the mouth of someone and they cannot take it out. And I used to see these movies and I thought, who cannot speak with a tape in their mouth? You just eat the tape. You just do X, Y. No. If you have the expensive tape, it's gray, it's heavy. If you put that on, it's done. The thing is done. So this is one of the small joys in my life. This tape. Whenever I have to close a box, it only needs one strip. It only needs one line. It's insane. I feel so, I don't know how to say it. I feel like I'm driving a Lamborghini when I have to close a box and I just use this tape. No more going round and round like making a Greek dolmadaki for these boxes. No, one good tape and we're done. So here it is. Is this an improvement podcast? Maybe. Put on a shelf, get the good tape, don't pick your nose, hold your breath when you wash your hands in the public bathrooms. Does any of this resonate? Do you hate how small the ice creams on a stick have become? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Instagram. Let me know on WhatsApp. I don't know. But I started going to work. And I've been on parental leave since the end of January, since the birth of our son. And I told you, if you help me, I can become an influencer, and then I don't have to work anymore. But what did you do? Do you share this podcast to your friends? No. Did you take your mama's, grandma's, grandpa's phone and subscribe them on the podcast and put the little bell on so they never miss an episode? No. And this is why I had to go back to work. And it has been a really nice week. I get to ride my bicycle. I go to the office every day. I need a little bit the separation. It's like Severance, the Apple series. I just go there and try to think only of work. Because if I try to work from home, if the baby cries, my brain is like a short circuit, you know? The baby has a fast pass, has a VIP truck, has the Dragon Pass. If you're a faithful listener, you remember that weird episode where I got to use a Dragon Pass at an airport and someone was driving a car honking at everyone and I was hiding in shame. But this is what the baby does to my brain, so I need to be in the office. So now I go to the office and the office is quite empty, I have to say. I get it. It's summer in Berlin. It's getting nice and warm. So here's the thing. When I went and I started sitting at the desk, on the window, a crow came. Just for a little bit, a crow came to the window and it left. And then I had it. This is my new mission. I need to befriend a crow. I need to find the way, little by little, to make that crow my friend. This is my new mission. I'm gonna do conditioning. I will go to the office every day. I will get the snacks it likes. I will use ChatGPT to come up with a proper plan, little by little, to get closer to the crow. Maybe not that crow, any crow that will start being there with me. There are Reddit forums, places about this concept. So, for those who know, I had made an episode called Mostly Crow Stories, where I said a lot of examples about how incredibly smart they are. And I think now it's time for me to befriend one. And here's my dream, okay? Here's my final dream. I start becoming friends with the crow. Little by little, I live him, her, they, nuts that they like. And slowly, every day, little by little, they get to like me. Now, when I leave from work with the bicycle, it's 30 minutes to go home. It will take some time. In the beginning, the crow will look at me leaving work and would be like, bye, nice guy, thank you. But slowly, over time, the crow is going to be like, this is my food supply. I need to protect him. So the crow will start flying with me. I don't know if it will fly all the way down here to Neukölln, 30 minutes right away. Maybe it needs some time. Maybe it starts following more and more before coming back. But the time will come when my crow friend will come all the way here. And then we start the second part of this plan. And the second part of this plan is that the crow needs to annihilate all the pigeons. I was looking for a word, what word to use without getting demonetized. I don't know what Spotify does to me. I'm always banned because I'm so underground. So maybe I should just curse. But the crow needs to beep up all the pigeons because the pigeons, and I'm switching shortly for this, the pigeons have won. They have won the battle around our balcony. They have positioned themselves. They have shit everywhere in the balcony. I go out with the water gun. I try to claim the territory, but they don't care anymore. I think they try to make a nest at some point, and this is when they get bananas. They never leave the place. So my girlfriend, bless her, she cleaned the entire balcony in a one-day project, and we have a little tent that we put on top, not for the sun, but for the shit. We have a tent so the shit doesn't fall, because our dream is to be able to have one dinner in that tiny balcony. You can fit just a table and two chairs. But the pigeons don't want me to be happy. And this is why I will get my good friend, the crow, to come in this neighborhood and show them who is boss. I don't know how I will do it. Maybe the crow needs to feel that I'm in danger. Maybe I will just go in the balcony and start making suffering sounds so he understands that something is wrong. Maybe I bring his favorite snacks in the balcony and then I just get to have the crow. But one way or another, it might take months, it might take years. I will befriend a crow. I will make it my buddy. And I will, just like a new Pokemon trainer of 2025, I will command it to go beep up those pigeons. I'm sorry, I get agitated. You can see my voice is now higher, but the pigeons have claimed part of my life and part of my happiness, and I can only strike back. And you might think, Hermes, is this your final thing, like to go catch a crow and bring it here? Didn't you try anything else? And the truth is, I did. I tried a lot of things, including a plastic crow that is just sitting on a pot, but that is doing nothing. I thought of going and taking these plastic spikes, but I don't I don't like the idea. I don't like the balcony looking like a jail, and I don't like how violent it looks like, and I don't think it always works. One more thing that I tried, which I'm almost there to admit that it was a scam, was a 41 euro device that is a repeller that uses ultrasounds and LED lights, okay? It's a weird device that I found in Obi, which is like, Kaufland or Praktiker in Greece, or these big home stores. Supposedly good. It even has a rating of top class, this stupid device. And apparently what it does is it charges with the sun, problem number one in Berlin, and then it emits ultrasonic waves that, and here I am reading at the box, are unpleasant for the birds, but not unbearable, painful, or lethal. And now I bought this thing and I'm thinking, wait a minute. The ultrasonic waves that you are advertising to me are just unpleasant. It said they are not unbearable. They are not painful. They are not lethal. And I'm like, what? Why did I buy you? These ultrasonic waves should be a death ray so they learn not to come near the balcony. If it's just a minor unpleasantcy, then they're going to come, they're going to get annoyed, and they're going to shit even more. But this device makes these ultrasonic waves. Can I hear them? No. Am I supposed to hear them? No. But how do I know it's working? And then an LED flashing light that disturbs them without injuring them. Now let me tell you, having a flashing light in my balcony from a small black device that has a circular speaker makes it look like I'm a pervert with a camera that is taking random photos of the other balconies. So the LED lights, I don't have them on. The other thing, just the ultrasonic speaker, I've been having it on, and maybe it makes a small difference. We still have pigeons trying to shit in our balcony. Maybe they are less, but I cannot trust this device. And to how expensive it is, I would expect that my house has an electromagnetic bubble that doesn't allow anything to fly, just like some crazy people say the Parthenon, the temple in the Acropolis, has an electromagnetic field. This is what I wanted, but this device maybe doesn't get enough sun. Maybe it's just unpleasant. Maybe I need to buy 5 of them so they amplify. Or maybe I need to stop trying to use technology and get a pigeon predator in place. I'll bring the real crow and this device. Maybe there's still time to return it. Okay, this has been it. I will stop it here. Another week, another episode. Go subscribe a friend. Help me rule the world. And tell me how much you hate pigeons. Tell me what's the best value for money ice cream. And for the love of God, keep that finger out of your nose. Godspeed. Until next week. Ciao.